In life, there are three words that can be the best words in the world. For example, I love you. And there are three words that can be the worst words you can ever hear someone say. Check engine light. Now, as you may know, check engine light was the first name to be given to the engine light, okay? On America, it started with the OBD system. In Europe, we use the EOBD system, but it's the same, more or less evolved, okay? Depends on the car. Now, on this video, I want to explain you what to do when you have the check engine light, when you have the ABS light on, the airbag light on, and any light that you have on the dashboard, when it's on, you should do a diagnosis. Now, I know that can be a bit frustrating to hear when your technician says you have to do a diagnosis, but it's just the way it is. If someone tells you, oh, you just need to change X parts, that is a shot on the dark. You don't know really if what you are replacing will solve the problem. And it may very well solve the problem, but if you don't do the diagnosis after you replace the part, if you don't do the learning of the parts after replacing them, the symptom may stay the same. Now, if you are new to this, you want to understand that each and every system that has computers, I mean, the ABS is controlled by a computer, the computer being this leg part over here, and the mechanical part, that one. If the car was injection car, for example, like my 33, it is an injection car. You have near the control unit a plug just like this one, for example. Okay, this car having ABS like my Alfa 155 also have a plug. And my 75 also has a plug near the ECU, and my Alfa 156, wait a minute. So every time you have a system that is controlled by computer, you have a plug to do diagnosis on that particular system. For example, I have a problem with my ABS, I connect my plug over here. I have a problem on my ECU, connect the plug on the ECU. I have, for example, airbag. No airbags here. But imagine, I have a problem with my airbag, I connect a plug on the airbag control unit. Okay, that was before OBD and EOBD plugs. After a certain age, it depends on around the world, okay, depends on the cars, on the brands. You now must have a plug, a universal plug, that combines all of the systems. All of the systems that a car has, being ABS, control unit of the engine, airbags, anti-lock brakes as well. Cluster, if you have a control unit, a body computer, for example, the radio even, everything can be diagnosed through this central plug, being the EOBD or OBD plugs, okay? Before that, you have individual plugs to do your diagnosis, okay? And you may not or may have lights to inform you that you have a problem with those systems, but with the arrival of the new cars, you have to have a universal plug and you have to have lights to inform you that the car has some problems. So the manufacturers decided to do it like this, and I think it is an excellent choice. Every time you have a fault code on any of the control units, you have a light, meaning that you have a fault. I know that can be a little bit aggravating because it's every time you have a fault, it's always the same light, it's always the same symptom. For example, on the engine, you can have a drop of power that is on purpose in order to the control unit to protect itself. Okay, but every time you have a fault, you have to enter with your diagnosis machine, and the diagnosis machine will actually see all the control units that you have on your car and see what fault codes do you have on your car, okay? Then you or your technician have to see the fault codes and the parameters that is really important to see the parameters, namely on the engine control unit, in order to solve the problem. So don't be annoyed if every time you have the same light, the same symptom, you may think the problem is always the same. No, it's not, okay? At least it should not be like that. You should always rely on your technician, and it says, okay, you have the same light, but the problem, and with proof, okay, the proof of the fault codes on the parameters tell you, okay, the light is the same, but today the fault code is P0, whatever, and now you have a problem on the other system of your car. So yes, I'm sorry to disappoint you if I don't talk about any fault codes, but I like to start with the principles of working of stuff. If you check down there on the description below, I have a lot of videos for faults already on other systems, and you also can see that, for example, on the ABS ESP system, I like to begin with the principles of working of stuff. Because I will do lots and lots of videos for faults on the engine control unit, on the ABS, and I want you to have the foundations for a baseline for what I will talk about, okay? In this way is really simple. If you already know this, you can obviously skip the video, but there are a lot of guys and girls that really are trying to enter this car world, and even for electric cars, it's the same. I have a fly here bugging me. So I really hope you like this video. I hope you can consider subscribe and share with your friends. Also, on the description below, there is a lot of information that can be useful for you. As you are down there, please hit the like button, and see you next time, guys. Bye.